our first question tonight is, similarly, do you think it appropriate for a party chair to endorse a candidate in their party's primary? Why or why not?
Well, I do not think that that's probably appropriate. You know, I feel like the biggest priority that we have is to really get our candidates out there and to, whatever candidates are out there, to do the block walking, get their name recognized. And so, no, I don't think it's appropriate for endorsements to take place at the county chair level.
Thank you. Mr. Yasba?
I agree with Julianne on that particular thing, because you're gonna turn around and cut out some really good talent if you endorse one over the other in the primary. The chair's job is to recruit all the candidates and support all the candidates so they can put their best efforts forward so the voters can make that decision. It's not up to the chair during the primaries, it's up to the chair to make sure that the primaries are run properly.
Thank you. Our second question, Mr. Yasba, you'll address first. What do you think is the most important issue facing the Democratic Party in Potter County?
The most important issue facing the Democratic Party in Potter County right now is all of those open county executive chair seats. There are 24 seats in Potter County, four of them are filled right now, because the voters just have not been there. They haven't stepped up, and we need to engage the folks to come in and become their precinct chairs, because the precinct chair is the working body of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. It's the same for both parties. Those guys are the ones that do all the work. And so we have to get those chairs filled, because they're the ones that turn around and recruit the delegates for the conventions. They're the ones that handle all the decisions. They're the ones that send the resolutions to the state and then to the national. They're the ones that do all the work. It's the chair's job to make sure that the voters are more engaged.
So I became county chair in November, and because we've got David Martinez, who is running for Precinct 1 chair, and so I'm in the process actually of engaging people. One of the things that unfortunately has happened in our area is the Republican Party has drowned out the Democrat Party. And you know, I work in healthcare, and I work as a team with a nurse. I'm a social worker. And whenever we don't have two voices to talk about the issues and to have representation, then we lose out as a city, as a county, as a state. We need that other representation. So what I want to hear from, you know, a lot of people don't even know what a precinct chair is. I have to tell you, even whenever I came into the job of county chair, I had to learn a lot. I'm still learning, but I am engaging with people. I'm wanting to hear from people in our communities. In discussing being a Democrat, people say to me, oh my gosh, you're coming out as a Democrat? How is that going to be taken? Are you in danger? You know, I mean, seriously. So there are people who don't really understand the process. So that's what I'm working on. And I do have people who I'm looking to appoint as precinct chairs so that we can get out, knock doors for our candidates. And I'm really excited about getting back the Democratic Party for our area.
Thank you. Our audience question and last question of the evening. Across the country, Republicans are switching parties to Democrat in order to remove or take over actual Democrats from these positions. How do we know you are a true, did I say my question? How did you know you are a true Democrat and not trying to pull a fast one? What is your Democratic track record so far?
Well, that would be an interesting question and one that I would have of my counterpart. Mike was and still is listed according to the paper that the league
If you'll
put
have
out.
your comments directed to yourself, please, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I am a lifelong Democrat. I have been a Democrat. I've knocked doors for Beto. I was part of Indivisible, which was to help elect Democrats and do some different things within the party. I knocked doors and had a gathering at my house for Kathleen Brown. So I am truly a Democrat. My background is social work. I want to hear from the voices that are not representative or not represented, in my opinion. You know, I heard a lot of people up here that were talking about being attorneys, being, you know, being businessmen. And don't get me wrong, we need that voice, but we need the voice of the regular people, the people that are the truck drivers, that are the nurses, that are the school teachers. And so that's what I bring, longtime Democrat, and proud of it.
Thank you. Mr. Yazbek?
Well, I think that question's probably directed at me because I did switch parties, and yes, I did resign prior to turning in that application to you. But in 1995, I had a friend of mine in San Antonio that was running for office that was a Republican. I was a Democrat at the time. But to work for him, I had to join the Republican Party. That was his rule. And we won. And before that, I worked with people like Morris Overstreet. I worked on Brian Paugh's campaigns. That's where I got interested in politics in the first place in high school, was because of Brian Paugh and because of Morris Overstreet. Two great people. And there are great people on both sides of this, and unfortunately, everybody's forgotten. We are people. And rather than being a Republican or a Democrat, I'm a Texan. And we're all citizens, we're neighbors. And right now, there's some things that are going on that I just can't agree with on the other side. I've got family in the Ukraine, and they're abandoning them. I can't abandon family. I can't abandon them. I have to ride with where my heart is. But I want to make a difference. And over there, everybody's singing the same old song, and you can't make a difference. If you follow the crowd, sometimes it turns into insanity. If you follow the insanity, you see what's going on in this country. So the idea is to step up and lead and to engage all the people and say, hey, we're in this together. That's what democracy is. Demo, people. That's Greek for people. We are people. We the people. That's why I changed parties. And once I changed my allegiance, I changed my allegiance. I pledged the allegiance.
Thank you, candidates.